everybody. This is episode 11 of the Uncensored Anime Podcast, where we provide uncensored takes on the anime that we've been talking about or watching recently. This week is another very special episode where we have an awesome guest with us, none other than the one, the only AJ, aka the Awakened Sage. Awakened Sage, how you doing today, man?
Dude, I'm doing fantastic.
Fantastic. So today's episode, like I said, is going to be special. Jared, you want to cue us up for our topics?
You know it, buddy. You know it. Okay, so we are so excited to have our friend, the Awakened Sage, on here. A friend of mine who is in the collecting community, as well as a big, newer anime fan. Someone who's definitely not a lifelong anime nerd like many of us are. Maybe many of you listening as well. Woke Sage here, he definitely is a new age anime fan, but definitely has a lot of insight on anime as a whole. So what we want to do, AJ, like we always do here on the Uncensored Anime Podcast, so we toss it over to our guests and ask them, what are your top 3 anime? Because we're either going to flame you or we're going to agree with you, which seems to be the case with all of our guests. We either agree with them or we flame them a little bit, give them a little bit of a hard time. So, AJ, inform us all, what is your top 3 anime series and why? You got to tell us why as well.
Oh, man. All right. I thought about this, too. So, number 1, Naruto.
Naruto.
Just the entire series, man. I love it. The villains. My favorite part about Naruto are the villains. Like, they're just, I don't know, just something about them. They're dope.
Are there villains in that show?
Yeah, I was like, I didn't know they had. No, I'm joking.
Hey, Zabuza's pretty dope.
Yeah. Okay. Well, who's your favorite villain from Naruto?
Who's your favorite villain? Yeah.
It's either between Pain or Madara.
Okay, I can dig
both
that.
Really good ones.
To me, like, Pain, he's a little edgy though, don't you think? Like, I don't know, like some of his monologues can get a little like they're almost a little too deep, like, you know.
Yeah, no, 100%, but it's just like
deeper than he understands.
For real. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't really get it, but he's dope. I just like him as a character.
His character design is dope.
You just like that fight scene where he
he killed Jiraiya, bro. Like, come on.
Honestly, fuck him for killing Jiraiya.
Oh my god,
Kenny, you just spoiled like episode 600 of Shippuden or something. No, I don't know.
What?
It's not like it didn't end 10 years ago or whatever. I don't know. When did Naruto end? Like 5 years ago, something like that.
More
Something
time
like
than
that.
you think.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, well, so number 1, the Naruto series as a whole, both Shippuden and the OG, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, and the fillers, right?
And
Yeah, I mean,
I watch some of the fillers. I don't watch them all.
okay, good.
Eventually, I'll go
So
back
you
and
didn't
watch
watch
them.
half of the show.
Pretty much, yeah. Like 200 and some episodes are all fillers. So
Yeah, in the OG series, there's like 100 filler that happened at the end. It's like
There's
the Battle
like, I
of the
think
Valley
there's
to End.
actually- Well, yeah, because it went from 135, I think,
Okay,
to like
yeah.
220.
Yeah. So it's
Yeah,
actually a little
like
less than
that,
100, but
Yeah,
still,
So
that's
then-
absurd.
yeah, it's nuts.
Yeah.
Number 2 I'll explain my reasoning. My Hero Academia.
Okay.
One-
See,
so, but I feel like a lot of people like want to like flame me because it's my
Right.
second favorite anime.
yeah.
And the reason I choose that as my second favorite is because that's the very first anime I watched that got me into anime as a whole.
Right.
So it has a special place in my heart.
Which,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
I
fair.
mean, every weeb in the world like keeps their first anime in their top, even if they don't want to admit it. Which is why you have all these fucking kids our age that are you know, they're like, Dragon Ball's the best fucking thing in the world. And that's because it's their first anime, you know? So we can't disrespect you for putting My Hero in your top. I mean, come on. And
I
also,
appreciate that.
Kenny, David, you guys agree. It's good as fuck, right? Like,
My Hero-
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
it's,
not a
yeah,
bad choice.
right.
Naruto
It's
isn't a
good.
bad choice
I,
either.
for the
It's
very
flame
first time, I feel validated.
Right.
That's what we're here for.
Right. Wait, well, who's your favorite character in My Hero? I actually don't know this.
Probably Aizawa.
Oh, really?
Huh?
Yeah, either Aizawa.
Hey.
Actually, no, that's a lie. That was my favorite hero. My favorite
Oh.
of the entire show would probably be Toga or Dabi.
Such a
wow.
Toga's such a sip
Oh.
answer, dude. That's like, you know what I mean? Like,
Oh yeah, I love Toga.
dudes love simping over Toga, dude.
I mean,
Yeah,
I'll
She's
admit,
drawn cool.
She is
I
drawn
mean, I'm
pretty
a simp.
cool. Yeah, fuck. You said I'll fuck. Yeah, like, I don't fucking care. I love
a simp. I don't
I
know.
love Toga, dude.
I'll admit it.
It's just the truth. I
You
don't
see
know.
her. Yeah, she's crazy, dude. Whatever. Okay, cool. Okay, rock and roll. Okay, AJ, take us home. What's the number 3?
Number 3.
It's a tie. It's a tie.
Oh, Jesus
Okay.
Christ.
Between,
That's
I'm
fine.
sorry, I couldn't pick a straight third. It's either
It's
between
hard.
Anohana.
Oh, wow.
Wait, that's the one, the flower we saw on that day?
Yes,
I watched that in one day.
Dude. So did I.
We talked about that
Or-
before.
Bro, you cried?
Tokyo Ghoul.
Oh, yeah.
between those two.
Anohana, Tokyo Ghoul. So I feel like, to me, and Woke knows this, and I don't know if I've talked about it on the podcast yet, but Tokyo Ghoul is one of those shows that I've never been able to actually sit down and finish. I can watch 2 or 3 episodes, and I just never, can't do it. I can't get past that. So I don't know what, what's holding me back about it, but yeah, it's one of those shows that I can't. So, and honestly, some people might disrespect me for that. They might be like, Jerry, you're talking about anime and you can't even fucking finish Tokyo Ghoul. And I'm like, yeah, I just didn't. I don't know. It's just not my thing. I don't know. Boys, have y'all seen it?
Jerry, I feel the same way about Cowboy Bebop.
You son of a
Whoa!
bitch. You son of a bitch. There's a controversial take. Yeah, what the fuck?
That's fair though. I haven't seen Tokyo Ghoul or Anohana. But I
Right.
know we've talked about Anohana.
We talked
Yeah,
about Anohana briefly.
before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
And
Dave-
I've heard good things about it, so it's
Yeah.
in my list.
Yeah, David,
Tokyo-
I think you would like Anohana. I think you should give it a shot. I think it would be right up your alley, dude. Got a bit of the romance, a little bit of the school life, a little bit of there's just a lot going on. So I think you'd like it. Fun characters, stuff like that. So I think it'd be right up your alley.
Listen, Tokyo Ghoul gets better, okay? I think that it has a bit of the Shinji effect in the early bits of it, and it gets better, okay?
Well, what
Um,
do
It gets better, Jerry.
it gets better. That's all you got to know, right?
It gets better.
You think the same thing, Woke? You think it gets better?
Well, I was hooked within the first episode of Tokyo Ghoul.
God damn it.
I watched the
Yeah.
first 2 seasons in less than 24 hours.
Oh my god.
But
Damn.
then it's like the first 2 seasons are 12 episodes each, and for whatever reason, the third season's 24 episodes. It took
Right.
me 2 months to watch the third season
Oh jeez.
because it started off so slow, and then by episode 13, 14, it started to pick up a little bit.
Right.
Mhm.
But the first 2 seasons are awesome.
Right.
I love
And now wait, I'm trying to remember. Season 1 is based off the manga. Season 2 is a bit of a shift from the manga story. And then isn't season 3 an alternate telling of the story or some shit like that? Doesn't it have some sort of what? Oh, you've
have
seen
no
it.
clue.
That's what I'm like.
Yeah,
I thought
I've never that's actually one that I know. I'm pretty sure the manga is a lot darker than the
right.
actual
that-
anime
It's
is.
a pretty diverted
So
series.
that's one of the manga sets that I started to actually start buying because I do want to read that.
right. It's
Yeah,
probably
and I
worth
think
it.
It's still
Yeah.
going, if I believe, right?
No.
RE is something.
I think the manga is both over, both the first and RE. I think they're both over.
Yeah.
I
Right
wanna
from 2011 to 2014.
Yeah, I think they're both over. And then the sequel, David, RE, I think is what it's called, right? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, RE.
Tokyo
Yeah.
Re.
Yeah,
Tokyo Ghoul Re.
It finished in 2014 or no? David said,
Yeah.
I don't fucking know.
Wikipedia isn't providing me that. Yeah, it finished in December 2018.
Okay, 18. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. I thought it ended
The
more
anime
recently.
adaptation of Tokyo
Okay.
Ghoul Re.
Okay.
finished.
Okay, interesting. That's crazy. All right, sick. Well, good. Hey, Woke. I mean, it just shows that you got shonen in your blood a little bit. Other than Anohana, you're pretty much a shonen dog. And that makes sense to me. I think nowadays when you think about modern anime culture, it's hard to not. I feel like I couldn't have a guest on this podcast and them not say at least one shonen series, whether you're whatever your background is. I don't know what you guys think, but to me, it's shonen is a little bit. It kind of supersedes other. It's hard for someone to not have at least one shonen that connects with them or has some sort of a through line that makes them feel oh, I feel included in this show, or I feel like I'm in this show, or I have some sort of connection to it. I don't know. That's just the way I see shonen anime. Is it is a very it's a very relatable type of genre, and it's easy for people to feel connected, and then it becomes obviously one of their favorite anime, or it becomes one of their top anime because of that. I don't know what you guys think. What do you think?
And we were all, young boys at one point, so
Well, we were.
we were, yeah.
Maybe we need to get more girls on the podcast. Maybe that's what you're saying.
Maybe they'll say, they like other shows. I don't know, man.
No, I don't know. I feel
I
like even
whatever.
even girls that I know that are into anime, and maybe you guys have a rebuttal here, But I feel like even girls I know have at least one shonen that's like, I don't know. What do you get like?
Like in your top 3.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, honestly, I don't. I mean, I've talked to girls.
We all talk to girls, right, boys? We all talk to
I
girls.
like having a conversation with a female about like what got them into anime or like that type of deep discussion. You know.
Yeah, it's not like we've ever had a girl on this podcast.
Yeah, I guess like in the West, I mean, we talked about it a little bit last week, or I guess that was the whole topic of last week's episode.
Right.
Shonen. But like in the beginning in America, like in the late 90s, early 2000s, there was, Naruto, Bleach, Dragon Ball Z, Sailor Moon.
Yeah.
A lot of those animes that were popularized in the West, super popular in the West. That kind of like kickstarted it all. Yeah, Digimon, Beyblade, like those types.
Pokemon.
Right. Yeah.
That's a
and
good
like they're all like arguably like ass shows, but
they're kind of ass, right?
It's like arguably like kind of ass, but like the nostalgia is so strong. And like Bleach is one of my favorites. And I'll admit, like Bleach's plot kind of tanks.
It's kind of rough.
But
Woke, have you seen Bleach?
So saw like the first 4 episodes.
I was gonna say he hasn't even seen it. He hasn't even seen it, David. Yeah, isn't that crazy?
That's fair.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, if I never saw Bleach, never heard of it, and like started watching it now, I probably wouldn't be like as obsessed with it or as in love with it as I am now.
Well, for me, like watching that for the first time, the first 4 episodes were good. Like there was like action in every single episode, and like it had me hooked. And the only reason I stopped watching it is because I was at work when I was watching it, and I went home for the day, and I just never picked it back up.
That's fair.
To me, Bleach has one of those very interesting things because I think it actually is a weak. It's not a weak start, but it's like it takes a minute to pick up the pace. And once you get to like episode, what is it, like 14 when Renji shows up? That's like to me like
11 or 12.
When it hits 14, it goes from 14 to like 60. You'll blast through that part of it because you start to really get mythos, story, all this stuff. But then once you get past 60, you're like, fuck, what the fuck am I watching?
About arc.
Yeah, 366, something like that.
Yikes.
Yeah, 366. But you got to realize that Bleach did a really good job of, unlike Naruto, where in the back half of Naruto, the fillers and the legit parts kind of started to get muddy, like they started to kind of get intermingled. Bleach never did that shit. It would literally it would be like full story arc one episode. The next episode would be like, we're in an alternate timeline where it's just a whole nother dimension. This is a filler. So you're able to legit just like jump right over the fillers without ever even thinking about them because they did a really good job with that, and that you don't really have to ever think about what you're doing if you ever go back and watch Bleach. Alyssa and I have actually started a rewatch of Bleach. We're not too far into it just yet, but we're trying to watch it because she's never seen it, and the new and I'm sure you guys all know this, the new part comes out next year. So I want her to be able to watch that next year as well with us. So that would be awesome.
There's no excuse for me not to be able to sit down and watch those 366 episodes. Since I did, I've heard your takes on Fairy Tail. I have sat down and watched Fairy Tail through
son of a
series
bitch.
twice.
No, twice? What's wrong with you, Woke? Oh my god!
He's got.
Don't show me anything. Don't. Oh, you son of a bitch! Ethereus Natsu Dragon Eel, son of a cuck.
Hey, bro, he's END, bro.
Yeah, I'm about to say, wait, Kenny, you've actually seen, or you read Fairy Tail?
I read Fairy Tail.
Yeah, Kenny read the manga, so it's not like it's not been done here on the podcast. We've got a little bit of Fairy Tail blood on us, but
I've heard Jerry, I've heard you talk about it. Like,
I hate that show. I hate that show. Here's the thing about Fairy Tail: it's so hard to watch it when you've seen One Piece. Like to me, like that is the one deciding factor because it just steals from One Piece constantly. Like it just does this thing where it just copycats One Piece as much as possible. So it feels like Walmart brand One Piece. Like that's what Fairy Tail feels like
Walmart,
to me. Yeah, it's
like Target, man.
Oh shit. What the fuck? Okay, so if One Piece is like Gucci, it's like you're shopping at like fucking Marshalls or something. I don't know. No.
Marshall.
Burlington Coat Factory. I don't know. I can't think of a good comparison.
I don't know if I can stay on this podcast.
No, you just have to understand that One Piece is it just sucks because like One Piece is just that much better. Like it doesn't help that I've only seen like the first 5 episodes of One Piece. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And Jerry's probably like one of the biggest One Piece simps I know. So,
That's not an undertaking at all to watch.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's the shitty part about it is that Fairy Tail just has that hill to up. I think if One Piece didn't exist, then Fairy Tail would stand a much better chance in the mainstream, in my opinion. You know what I mean? But I think that, and we've talked about it on episodes before, but Fairy Tail just is one of those shows I believe that in 10 years it's going to be like very forgotten to its time. Like it's just not going to hold up. It's not going to have that moment any longer. So I don't know, whatever. I'm happy you watched it and enjoyed it though, Woke. I can't judge you for liking something even if I think it was bad. If you liked it, then that's what matters, right? That's what matters in the anime fandom. We can't be toxic, guys. We can't just be toxic anime fans all the time.
Yeah, you told me I wasn't allowed to watch Naruto anymore until I finished Cowboy Bebop.
I did. I'm still mad you haven't watched it. Okay, so Woke, let's get into that part of your story, man, because I think that you are a very interesting anime fan, and that you really didn't come into it until later in your life in some ways. So tell me a little bit about your history with anime, maybe what you thought about it, you know, when you were a kid. Like, what was your perception of it, and a little bit about how you ended up becoming a bit of a, whether you call yourself an anime superfan, you're at least an anime fan in some way, shape, or form. So tell us about how you got there and what got you to be that anime level, Woke.
So, like, before I watched anime, I never thought, like, the people who watched it were weird.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how, like, there's, like, a stigma, like, when I was in high school, like, 6 years ago.
Right.
Like, there was a stigma about, like, if you watched anime, you're a weirdo or whatever. Like, I never thought that. I just never really looked into it.
Mm-hmm.
But then, like, one day I was scrolling through, like, Musical.ly before it was TikTok.
Oh, jeez, yeah.
And, like, on my timeline, on, like, my For You page, just constantly cosplayers would pop up. And it was always of animes that I'd never seen. And, like, the one that always stuck out to me was My Hero. Because that's all you ever saw on there.
AJ, how did Musical.ly just know? They just knew you were an anime fan somewhere. It was like,
I don't know.
It's because it's looking at your data, and it's like, oh, this person?
Musical.ly could probably just tell.
Yeah, I think maybe they could just tell. Maybe they just took a look. They said, "This has got to be who this guy is."
Had,
okay,
like, a magic ball they were looking into.
So you were seeing My Hero cosplays on Musical.ly.
Yeah, I was constantly seeing My Hero cosplays, and then I actually saw a My Hero ad for Arby's.
Oh, fuck! I forgot Arby's is fucking lit when it comes to anime ads. Yes.
Like, so I saw that. And I'm like, all right, My Hero. So I looked up like My Hero Academia, and like I was like, oh, it's an anime. Like, I don't know if I want to watch this. Like I looked into it, and I was like, all right, I got a Crunchyroll account and tried to watch it in Japanese. I said, nah, this ain't for me.
Oof.
So I sat down. I was like on Google, like scrubbing the internet, but like, where can I find My Hero Academia in English? And I found Funimation. And
that's bad, Jerry.
I know it wasn't gonna work, but it's Deku like made out of cardboard in front of some like curly fries. It'll never work. But
the one I saw was his mask.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
That's the one I saw.
That's funny.
But yeah, I decided to look up My Hero, and I saw that, and I watched the first episode, and I watched like the first season. I was like, all right, this is cool. So I was like, all right, what other kind of animes are there? And like, obviously, like One Piece, Dragon Ball Z. I'm like, these are animes. I thought these were cartoons.
Oh.
Like I didn't really know the difference.
Right. There's Kenny.
There
There's Kenny's moment, guys. Every fucking episode. No, that's early. Hey, that's
what I just said.
That's early, dude. That's an early Kenny cutout for this episode.
How dare you call anime cartoon?
I know. He said, "How dare you?" You probably call Avatar an anime. No, no. So you thought they were cartoons, though?
Yeah, I thought they were just regular cartoons until like I had looked into it further, and like I just found the world of anime, and then that's where I went. Like,
you were like, "Boo!"
Well, I would say uphill.
Yeah. Prior to what
was after? Oh, sorry.
No, you go, David. Ask your question. I'm curious.
Yeah, I'm just curious. So, what was after? So, you finished My Hero. What was the next one that you watched after that?
Well, I think it was Death Note.
Oh yeah.
I've watched that. I've watched through that a couple times. I mean, to me, it's such a good show.
Death Note's a classic.
To me,
then, I saw the movie on there. I saw the Netflix adaptation. My friends would tell me, dude, you have to watch this. I'm like, I'm not watching this. Like, it looks weird. And I watched the anime
live
first.
action one. Jesus Christ.
Yes. And I was like, I tried to convince them. I was like, guys, I see you guys like the Death Note movie, right? They were like, yeah, it was awesome. I said, watch the freaking anime. I said, it's 10 times better.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. I think that Death Note is one of the best. I don't know if we. Yeah. Okay. So I think Death Note is one of the best entry level animes that anyone could watch. Like, it's really strange to say that, but like, yeah. Like it has like just the aesthetic and the world that it builds, and the fact that it's really not that. I mean, it clearly has like supernatural elements, but it's just interesting enough and mystery thriller type enough that I think that it's one of those animes that people can watch without having been introduced to other anime series and feel comfortable watching it. So yeah, I feel like that's so interesting that you went to Death Note. Was that suggested to you, or did you just, other than like, you said that they had watched the movie, but like you were just like, oh, okay, that's my second show.
Yeah, no, I just happened to be scrolling through. I think it might have been on like Top 10 USA or something on Netflix.
Yeah.
And I just all right, I'll give it a shot.
Yeah.
Right. Jesus.
Because like other than you guys, like I don't know anybody in my like circle in my like near me that like watches anime. Like I'm the only anime fan out of all of my friends.
Wow.
Yes, yeah, so, like I've gotten two of my friends to watch My Hero.
Right.
And that's about it. So like that's all they'll watch.
So wait, AJ, before you were an anime fan, what were you into? What did you do with your time? What could possibly have been filling your time prior to? Who was AJ before anime?
Yeah.
I mean, I watched a lot of Marvel movies. Like I still love Marvel. Like still like one of my it's like right behind anime, it's Marvel. I mean, other than that, I mean, I just played video games a lot. Like I never had time like to watch TV because I was constantly like texting my friends, like, hey, Call of Duty.
Oh my god!
I was that guy that like played Call of Duty constantly.
I know too many Call of Dutyers in my life, dude. There's too many. I feel like everyone and their mom. Yeah,
24 days played on Modern Warfare 2 without hacking my account.
24 days of playtime?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, AJ. How do people do that? How do you
it went from the point to where like I wasn't working at the time because I wasn't old enough to work.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And it went from like I would like go to sleep at like 8 a.m. I would go to sleep at 8 a.m. Sleep all day.
Right.
Wake up at like 7 p.m. and play Call of Duty all night until 8 a.m.
Oh
and then go
my
back to
Jesus!
Keep the process.
That's a lie,
David. That sounds like you in League of Legends, dude.
Hey, don't blast it like that. See, Jerry, I work, I watch anime, and I grind League of Legends.
Yeah, I know. I'm about to say, how many hours do you have on League right now, David?
Awaken.
Mr. Sage.
You know, I think there's an anime.
AJ, it don't matter.
Yeah,
I think there's an anime you might like. It might be up your alley. It's called Vampire.
Jesus Christ.
Vampires and Night.
Yeah,
so crazy.
Actually, AJ, have you ever seen Vampire Night?
Have you ever heard of Vampire Night?
I've heard of it because I watched the podcast, but other than that, no. I was like the first time, like it hasn't caught my interest enough to actually even look it up to see what it was.
Yeah, you don't want to. It's okay.
Oh, you'll be surprised. You look it up, you're gonna be like, man, I gotta watch this right now.
It's all available. It's all available on Hulu if you really want to watch it.
There is one that I think you would like. Have you seen Dead Man Wonderland?
Oh yeah, AJ, have you seen
that one? That one seems like your style, if that makes sense.
I don't even think I've suggested that to AJ before. That is totally a show that you should check out. For listeners at home, Dead Man Wonderland is a really cool series created by the same guy who created the show Eureka 7, which was pretty popular in the United States. So if you're an old school anime fan, if you liked Adult Swim back in the day, Eureka 7 used to come on there. Dead Man Wonderland is a really cool show that takes this concept of it kind of takes this idea of like powers that are innate to people and puts it in a jail cell setting is what I'll say. You know what I mean? Yeah, like supernatural powers in a jail is like the way that I would describe it, with a little bit of mystery and a little bit of blood, battles, action, that sort of shit.
That semi-horror type stuff.
Yeah, I kind of got the horror vibe too. It's a really cool show. It's something that is right up that alley for sure. Right up in the same genre as like Tokyo Ghoul and Death Note, somewhere in there. All right, AJ. So I think that what as we get deeper into this, it's just becoming super interesting to me to just talk about how you kind of fell into anime culture. So to me, like, what do you think your perception? And I know you mentioned just briefly, like that you said you didn't feel like the anime kids were like weirdos or anything. You didn't feel like they were like outcasts. But what do you think the general perception of anime fans is? Like, if you had to go outside, I mean, you said it yourself that you didn't have anyone in your circle, but what do you think the general perception is? Or like, how do you think that impacts the community, or how do you think the community responds to that?
I mean, like now, I think it's a lot more like I don't like accepted if you watch anime, because like now it's like I used to work at GameStop like a couple months ago, and I would see kids walking with Naruto headbands on, and like there was no chance that when I was in high school, if I were to walk around like a mall with a Naruto headband on, I'd probably get beat up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's not a joke. That's real.
That ain't a joke.
Yeah.
But like I think it's really cool that like I just happen to like hop in now where it's becoming more accepted, because like there's people like I'll watch on YouTube that like talk about like one of the shows that do you guys know who Nate Shot is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's a streamer, Twitch streamer, right? He's like a FPS player.
He owns his own team called 100 Thieves.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So on the podcast that him and one of the other team members do is he always tries to talk people into watching Hunter x Hunter.
Like,
yeah, it's that's his like favorite anime, and he's like, even like college frat boys who are like partying every weekend will sit down and watch the show and love it. And like you get like those types of people that like will watch anime. I feel like that's when it becomes more accepted.
Right.
oh
Because like it's not just like the kids who like, I don't know if you guys ever did this, but like bark while you guys are walking through the hallways at school. Like
yes, the worst part is I immediately knew what you were talking
I was like, yep.
Oh damn, yep.
I mean? Like,
Yep.
like luckily like, I don't think my school was like had like those types of kids, but like,
right.
we definitely had anime fans. But yeah, like I said, I never thought anything weird of them.
Yeah, when I was in high school, David, do you remember this? We had a kid who dressed up, Scorpion from Mortal Kombat woke. We had a kid that went to high school with David and I, and he would come to school frequently. This is not like a one-time occurrence. He would frequently come to school dressed in a full Mortal Kombat Scorpion outfit. This was like
would come as Scorpion.
he came dressed as Scorpion, and
He was a cool guy.
yeah, I mean he was. I would say he was a cool guy, except for the fact when it was brought to a teacher's attention that they would draw, him and his buddies would draw Sonic the Hedgehog pornography in their notebooks. That was like
During
their
class.
look at what? David, do you not remember this, dude?
No!
So Scorpion and his buddy, I think his name was Blade, something like that. They would
Not name.
yeah, dude, I think it was. They would draw like Sonic porn in their notebooks, and one of our teachers caught them with it, and they got called out on it, and it spread really fast. Very
Maybe
strange.
they're discovering their furriness.
I think they were. I legitimately think they maybe were like selling it online or like posting it somewhere. I don't know. It was like their mid 2010s, David. Like weird things were happening online.
You can't do it during class, okay, guys?
Those are the type of kids. Yeah, you can't do it during class.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Those are the guys that bark in the hallways, AJ. Those are the barkers right there. They're your barkers. So we know exactly what you're talking about. And it sucks because when I think about that, I think about that there's this sort of idea that individuals who are fans of anime or fans of specific things or that are too deep into fandom, they lack social skills or they lack the ability to socialize, which I think is a really interesting sort of, there's sort of a connection that's been made on that front. And it's still popularized in media, like to this day. Like you still see portrayals of individuals that are like fandom or like nerds that are supposed to represent some sort of subculture. And you see it come off as a bit of a, I mean, whether it's played for jokes or whether it's played for whatever, but I think that it's interesting because I think a lot of my friends, people I know personally who are actual fans of anime, don't really fit the stereotype at all. Even people I've met through online, through communities, through interactions. And I'm not saying that those people don't exist, because if you've ever been to a fucking anime convention, you know those people exist. They're there. They're showing out at these conventions for sure. But I don't think that they represent the grand majority of individuals who are actually fans of anime. So I wanted to hear you guys' take on that. Do you think that that socialization, that popularization, that identity is something that we have just gotten farther and farther away from, or like what has caused it? How did we get here? I don't know. What do you guys think? Take it away, boys.
That's, I mean, 100%. If that was like the stereotype for like anime fans, I fit it perfectly because I'm very socially awkward. You guys probably couldn't tell, but like I am. Like if I'm in a room with somebody and I don't know you, this is me. I'm just gonna look at my entire time. I'm not gonna say
like everybody. Though, I feel.
Right.
It's like I don't think that's like something specific to like anime fans. Like I think just like social maybe awkwardness or just like social I don't know, lack of social prep is just like a general thing that people feel. I mean, it's just blanket term is like just anxiety just across the board, which everybody has. But I feel like with
I'll be right back.
The people that
do your thing.
The people that bark.
You know what time it is?
Oh, it's time to go.
It's
time to
go.
Hit in the bathroom.
David, you want to make your point when Woke gets back? Is that what you're trying to do?
Yeah,
what?
I'll
No. What? Are we taking a mid? No, we're not taking a mid-roll bathroom break. No, it's fine. Kenny, you can go too. Kenny,
I'm gonna get my chocolate bar.
Oh.
Ooh.
Wait,
I'm gonna get some gum.
I'm keeping this in. I'm keeping this in the podcast. We're
86%.
not taking it. To me, okay, Woke Sage's bathroom breaks is a part of his personality. It has to be kept in. It has to be kept in, right? Here, let's talk. Look at Woke's posters back there. I think they're actually really cool to talk about.
The Death Note one is cool.
The Death Note one's dope.
Yep, you've got Light and L. Is that
My Hero from the movie?
I think it is.
That is,
yeah, and then
have y'all seen the movie?
I've not.
I haven't. I've only seen that fight.
Y'all are fake fans.
And he's got Hisoka on the left of it, and then it looks like the Akatsuki on the right of Kin.
Yeah, definitely Pain for sure.
Well, but
on the right.
Looks like
he's got two Naruto posters.
Conan, Toby. Yeah, I think that's the Akatsuki all by.
You know what I'm not seeing, Jerry? Which is a disgrace? I'm not seeing any JoJo's.
Oh, you have to ask him about JoJo's. Woke is a big... No, I don't know. No. But no, for real, I think that it's one of those things. I find it so interesting, and Woke kind of mentioned it, because it's not that socially anxious or socially like awkward anime fans don't exist, and I think that's something that I try to like harp on. It's like they are out there, but I'm curious why that has become so popularized. Like why that is the like the preceding identification of them, because I think that more and more that I have come along. Welcome back, Awakened, the sage himself. Sorry, I don't know if you could hear me. No, we love this part of it.
So that's part of your personality.
David, make this point you were trying to make, because we were headed down that rabbit hole of why this popular. David, make your point that you were making.
Yeah, I think the gist of what I was trying to say was that I think it's possible that there were 1 to 2 people that happen to be anime fans that would probably go, I won't say too far into their love of anime, but I don't know, would be the people that would bark down in the hallways, and that kind of gave the conception of, oh, if you like anime, you're weird as fuck type thing,
right?
And I don't know what changed it, but I feel like maybe a specific, maybe it was My Hero. I'm not sure, but I feel like there was an event over the past few years that happened,
right?
And now everyone is an anime fan in some.
I feel like My Hero might have had a big part in that, because you'll hear people because I know last week you guys were talking about why My Hero was such a big thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I don't think you guys mentioned this, but the way I look at it is that regardless if you're an anime fan or not, if you're gonna like My Hero. Like I said, my 2 friends who don't watch anime at all, they watched My Hero, they loved it, and my one friend even watched season 4, the last 5 episodes in Japanese because he wanted to finish the season.
Wow.
That's how into it he got. And it's like that you can hate anime, but you're gonna love that show if you watch it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it has this unique ability to appeal to both a Western and Eastern audience simultaneously. And I think that it's truly a testament to Kohei Horikoshi's writing ability. And I think it also just shows, and if you guys don't know anything about Kohei, the person who created My Hero Academia, he went through a series of failures in Shonen Jump prior to writing My Hero Academia. You can go check these out. I believe there's 2 of them that he wrote prior to My Hero. One is Something Zoo. Kenny, do you remember the name of the series?
I don't remember the name.
Something Zoo, and then he wrote another story that I have completely forgotten off the top of my head. But essentially, he had 2 series that were canceled pretty efficiently. I want to say within 30 or 40 chapters. So really was not on track to succeed in Weekly Shonen Jump, and then he made My Hero. And I think that My Hero is a testament to Kohei's own ability to persist, and it shows that he really wanted to appeal to an audience and create a story that he felt was palpable, tangible, that people, whether you're an anime fan or not, could get behind and could connect with, and that's how he found this basis. And he's talked about how he really was inspired. It's so interesting that My Hero has become this because he was inspired by Marvel movies and by the giant these big American brands. They inspired portions of My Hero. So it's so interesting that now My Hero has flipped the script and is now actually impacting younger kids here in America. American people are now being impacted by this story or latching onto this story, which is super cool. It's super cool to see that component of it, just knowing that Kohei worked so hard to get himself to this place with this series. So I don't know. But down this idea of the creation or the establishment of stereotypes when it comes to anime fans, right? Do you guys think that it's possible to be just an anime fan, or like, this is something I've been kind of teasing with lately. I think that a lot of times you're either like, people just categorize you as like an anime super fan. They just believe that you're off the rails, or you're not into anime at all. Like, it's hard to just be like a casual anime fan without being criticized by one side of the aisle. I think anime super fans actually fucking hate most casual anime fans. They roast the shit out of them. Almost more so than non-fans. I think that casual fans get roasted more so. And I think Woke, David, you guys might have some unique perspective there, because I would consider both of you, and not at all rude to both of you, much more casual anime watchers than someone like Kenny or I. David, come back, you little son of a bitch.
He got to do a quick walkabout, okay?
No, and I think that's interesting, because Kenny and I, I think of maybe, and not just like pure number of series, but just in the way that you guys interact with anime as a whole. And maybe you're borderline becoming less casual. I think David especially in certain areas has started to get, and it Woke, you clearly have dipped your toes deep. If someone walked in your room and you tried to tell them you were just a casual anime fan,
I don't walk right back out.
Yeah, they'd be like, this guy's a fucking liar. That's what they'd say. This guy's a fucking liar. So I don't know. What do you guys think about that? Like, because I know a lot of super fans that definitely are, I'm going to use the word toxic, that they don't accept casual anime fans, and even can be a little rude to fans that are more shonen focused or more, you know what I mean? Yeah, that would have that sort of perception. So I don't know, guys. What do you guys think?
Sage, you go first. What do you think?
I don't know, man. Like, that's really first of all, I would like to consider I don't know if I would consider myself a super fan.
Right.
But when I sit down and watch TV, there's only like one show that I actively am watching right now that's not anime.
Right.
So like, I think I would consider myself a super fan, but like,
right.
If you're gonna I feel like that's like gatekeeping at that point, which with how we are in the collectible scene, I don't want to deal with gatekeeping anime as well.
Oh man.
Right. No, and that's what I think you're on the track there, Woke. I think that there are a lot of anime fans that do gatekeep really hard. They might look at you and say, "Oh, this motherfucker watches Seven Deadly Sins and Tokyo Ghoul. He's not shit." You know what I mean? Like, I mean, isn't that true? Like, have you ever gotten that from someone before, Woke? Like, encountered someone like that?
Luckily, no. Like, the only encounters I've ever had about anime with like somebody is when I'm on like a podcast or like we're talking in like a group chat. Like, the most I ever get are compliments on my shirts or my sweatshirts when I'm out in public.
Oh yeah, true.
Because like, if you can't,
I love your shirt.
I mean, it's pretty dope.
I have
a that's a dope shirt.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Wait, what's this shirt? What is?
Is it?
Oh shit! Okay, he's literally Narutoing up, dude. Shit.
Yeah,
that's
man.
Dope.
That's
So
pretty
what
cool.
up? It's me, Pain.
Uh-huh.
For real, dude. I have another Pain shirt in the closet.
And it's just like every time another anime fan like sees an anime fan in public, they're like,
dope, bro.
They're like, that guy. Like,
he watches anime. I can tell.
No, I remember I have this shirt that's it's Gon, and on the front it's like just his hair from when he goes really big, and on the back of it, it's like him. You see his older body. Spoilers for Hunter x Hunter. His older, aged up body, and his hair going up the side of it as well. And I remember once I was like in a store, and I was looking at the manga, so I shouldn't have been surprised by this, but someone was like, they were like looking at me like real hard. They were like, you know, like, what the fuck, like, what is that? And the guy goes, oh my god, bro, did you see that guy's shirt? Oh, and I was like, yeah, thanks, man. And he was like, I get it. He was like, I get your shirt, bro. And I was like, yeah, it's Hunter x Hunter. Yeah, and I was like, yeah. And he was like, oh shit. He was like, that's such a good shirt. And I was like, yeah, it took you fucking forever to get it because you were looking at me hard, dude. But no, yeah, there is some of that camaraderie that comes with wearing an anime shirt out in public.
If you wear a Dragon Ball Z shirt to the gym, you get stopped so much. People are like, bro, dope. Yeah, me too. No, yeah, me too. That's what I'm trying to do. Yeah, they're like, I'm trying to go Super Saiyan. Like, what?
Dragon Ball Z inspired '90s kids to go to the gym.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Honestly, for sure. Well, I think that's interesting, Woke, that you've never encountered, maybe not in person, but the deeper you get into like the web forums and, you know, the Reddit, and the deeper and deeper you might climb, the deeper you'll find these gatekeepy anime fans. Because they're out there. And Woke, have you ever been to an anime convention or anything like that?
No, I was supposed to get on my first one this past April, but you know, Corona, so.
Oh, COVID. So maybe next year, if COVID ever decides to chill, because I don't know if we're headed in that direction. So if you go to one of those, you're gonna start seeing. And David, did you come to? Have you been to an anime convention, David?
I've been to a couple.
Yeah. I was trying to remember. I was like,
our very first anime convention we went to together.
I was thinking Akon, or no, it's fuck. What was that thing called?
Sooner.
No, it's oh my god, David.
I can't remember what it's called.
I can't either. Fuck. Otakon? No. Ikikon? No. Fuck.
Something like that.
Something stupid like that.
It's something. Is this still existing?
Like, it does still exist. It does. Yeah. And yeah, if you didn't know, Woke, you know, there's anime conventions all over the fuck. You can go to any bumfucked city, and they're probably going to have some sort of anime con.
Yeah, there's two of them around me that are like somewhat close. There's Anime NYC.
Oh, yeah.
And then
how long of a drive would that be for you? That's like a couple hours, right?
Like 2 hours.
Yeah. Anime NYC is pretty big, though.
Yeah, and then there's Anime Next, which is in Atlantic City.
There's not one in Philly?
Not as far as I know.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
That's interesting. No, yeah. Great. Yeah, I've been going to anime conventions since high school. Is probably when I started. Is when we first started going to some, and then kind of found our home at Akon, which is like the biggest convention for anime in Dallas, but it's also one of the biggest anime conventions in the nation. Usually ranked in the top 5 or top 10 every year, just when it comes to like solid number of attendees. So it's become one of the bigger ones in the nation. It has declined a little bit ever since it's moved from Dallas to Fort Worth. And I know that it's kind of had troubles like recatching its footing. But if you ever go to an anime convention, you find some of these gatekeepy anime fans, right? You get kind of stuck in the muddy of it, because you see that, like, I don't know, they just don't want normies there. They have, you know what I mean? They all want everyone to be like, ora, you know, like fucking
that's so shitty,
you know.
Like,
right,
everyone
David
was a normie at one point. Like,
yeah,
right.
You don't just wake up and you become a super anime super fan. Like, everyone like builds themselves. I mean, that's like that with anything. Like, you say literally any type of community, there's always like a hierarchy, like a build up for people to like be like, oh, you don't know or like anime as much as I do, you don't belong here. It's like pretty shitty.
Yeah. It is pretty
There's
shitty.
like no other way to say it.
No, it is pretty shitty.
It's really shitty.
Yeah, I think
who could keep the gate keys. Okay, let's be totally honest. I could keep the gates. Okay,
back in our days, I've been watching anime since I was 4 years old. Damn it!
Your boy has read literally Promised Neverland and Demon Slayer. I read from the moment they were released to the moment they came out weekly. So, you know.
Yeah, there's people who are like, I'm the biggest Demon Slayer fan. I marathoned it once right after it was all finished.
Yep, and I'm like, I've been reading it since it came
I
out,
own a Tanjiro robe.
But I am more embarrassed about the amount of anime and manga that I read than I am gatekeeping about not putting people off of it because I enjoy watching it. Like I enjoy watching anime. So more people that like watching anime and hanging out and watching anime, like I'm into that. So I don't.
It's a win.
Right, and I think that is the
Win-win.
clear. That's like the clear delineation, I think, between like someone who wants to watch anime for some sort of clout and like someone who likes and watches anime for because they genuinely love it. I think that unfortunately, like every fandom is gonna have people who are like on it or like think that they're the big dog because they want the clout or they want to be the biggest in that community. They think that there's some sort of personal acceptance that comes along with that note, well, I've watched fucking Queen's Blade Black 14 times. Have you ever even heard of that, pleb? Like that sort of level of disdain, it doesn't derive from an actual desire for the medium or like a love for the medium. I think it derives more from like this desire to be better than or to kind of push off other people, which is certainly something that's ascribed to anime fans too. Like I think that oftentimes like anime fans are portrayed also as sort of like know-it-alls, right? Like they all know, like they're all knowing or like they're kind of mightier than thou. Yeah.
Actually.
Oh yeah, like the actually. Yeah.
No, Naruto actually never did the Rasengan before.
Yeah, I mean, there's a game show is that College Humor that does that?
Yeah, College Humor
that does that as a representation of nerddom, and I think that it's crazy that things like that, even like that, no one has had any legitimate conversation about why that has persisted. When 10 years ago, Iron Man became one of the best-selling movies of all time. The Avengers is the best-selling movie of all time. And, like, nerddom is no longer, like, some sort of underbelly. It's literally, like, every fucker. Like, everyone and their mom has, like, a Captain America wallet now. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, nerddom doesn't have like, a gate to be kept anymore. Because we've all been touched by it in some way. And speaking of moms, Woke, your mom's a bit of an anime fan, right? Oh.
Yes.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Oh shit. Boys, can you hear me?
Yelling pineapples and it'll go away.
Boys.
Jerry?
I cut out for a second.
Okay.
So I actually
didn't even notice. I thought you were just like just in thought, second thought.
No. I cut out.
I was giving them advice. If you're about to sneeze, Jerry, just yell pineapples times and it'll go away.
Oh my god. Okay, yeah. Go. So back to my question, Woke. What? So I was gonna say. So about your mom. Your mom is actually a bit of an anime fan. Sorry, I'm like.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, no.
Wait, what anime did she watch?
Yeah, tell us. Yeah.
She has. So I got her. The first anime I got her to start watching with me was My Hero. Of
course.
And then we watched Death Note. She doesn't want to admit it, but I think her all-time favorite is probably Fairy Tail.
Oh wow.
Really?
Yeah, she loves then right behind that's probably Naruto. She loves Sasuke.
Oh my gosh.
And then right now we're actually watching Attack on Titan.
Oh wow.
Oh, nice.
And this is your first time through as well on Attack on Titan, or? Oh shit.
We're 5 episodes left of the first season.
Oh wow. Okay. Jeez.
She will also watch. So she's also seen Anohana and The Promised Neverland.
That's crazy.
And the 7 Deadly Sins. I watch that with my mom, which is sometimes uncomfortable.
Right. I would get anime.
Yeah, I would say the part in the first season when Bam legitimately rips a woman's entire clothes off is pretty uncomfortable to watch with your mother.
Well, I mean, it's more the groping.
Meliodas grabbing titties every 6 seconds.
Yeah.
Fucking strange fella.
This is the real one.
Yeah, I'm like, titties.
Yeah.
Get raped on that show, so I don't.
Hey, Game of Thrones is also a show that I don't think people should watch with their parents. I mean,
people do it.
Maybe they should. Maybe they should fucking do it. I don't fucking care. Woke, I think that's the coolest thing in the world. Your mom, I assume, was not exposed to anime prior to, or didn't really have any knowledge of it. And I think that's so cool to hear that you essentially got your mom into anime. That's like such a strange but interesting fact, and I think that it just shows that anime. I mean, you pretty much showed her all shonen, honestly, which is maybe she might actually I mean, it's so interesting to me that she was able to actually take something away and enjoy the experience of and watching these anime that are intended, right? The intended audience of all shonen anime is generally young men. I mean, men in the ages range of like 12 to 18 is like usually the audience range. But to think that your mother was able to sit down and enjoy that's really cool to me. I think that really shows some of the diversity of anime fans out there. Now I just need you and your mom to do a cosplay together at an anime convention. I think that would be.
You can do the show.
She's not the type.
My mom.
Have you ever heard of that one, AJ?
What was it?
It's an
Into the
Isekai.
world with your mom. Yeah.
No, I've never heard. I've only ever seen 2 Isekais.
Oh, really? Tell us about them.
Sword Art Online.
Yeah.
And the Rising of the Shield Hero.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I bet ReZero would be up your alley if I'm being totally
Actually, Jerry told me the same thing.
I did.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
Konosuba is actually not that bad. I really like Konosuba.
It's
another basic isekai. It's really funny though.
It's in my queue in Funimation.
It's in your queue. Oh wow. Okay. Yeah. So I think that's interesting because isekai has become such a. It's weird that isekai is actually it is a popular genre in America now. Like American anime fans love isekais, and I have no fucking idea why. Because I think they're absolute ass, dude. Like isekai is like the worst thing. I don't get it. I don't know if I'm just like, am I the scrub? Like, am I the? I don't know. I watch such a diverse array of like anime. And nothing about isekai has ever been appealing to me. It always comes off as just icky and unnecessary and poorly crafted. I've never watched an isekai and been like, oh yeah, that's fucking good. That's a good ass storyline. Trapped in another world. I love it. I love it. I love it. They're all the same damn thing. I don't know. And Goblin Slayer just really.
That's not an isekai.
I know, but shit. I guess it's technically just a fantasy, isn't it?
It's just a fantasy. Yeah.
He just wanted.
I lump Goblin Slayer in with isekai. Yeah, I don't like. What's the last isekai? Log Horizon's the last isekai I legitimately watched, and
that's a.
We all know where that fucking went. Jesus Christ. Well, that's so interesting. So, do you think you like isekais, AJ?
I mean, the 2 I've watched, I like. I mean, so the 3rd season of Sword Art Online, I don't know if you guys have ever seen it.
Mm-hmm. It's the Alicization.
Yes.
I hate Sword Art, so
I stopped after Gun Gale, dude.
Okay, so then the first episode of the 3rd season, which is Alicization,
mm-hmm.
it was a 40-minute episode, which I hate when they do that.
Yeah,
and they just threw him into a world, and you're like, "What the hell is going on?" I sat there for 40 minutes. I'm like, "Who are these people?"
Jesus.
And they didn't explain it. I got names, and I got that they're trying to chop down a tree. That's all I got out of that 40 minutes.
But
so they're lumberjacks.
Was Kirito there?
It was weird. Yes.
Yeah, was
okay.
Was he stronger than all the other people?
Was he?
He was younger. He was like early teens, like late, like maybe 12.
They aged him down.
Yeah, it was weird.
I hate that. I hate to hear it. Sword Art needs to just stop
when this was happening, but I just don't understand what the point of it was. Like, I was like, all right, like I'm just gonna pause after episode 1 and just go watch something else.
Sword Art can take a fucking break. So I recently watched with Kenny. Actually, we watched this video on. Have you guys heard of the channel Jubilee? It's a YouTube channel. You guys heard of it?
Yeah.
AJ,
wait, the odd man out with super anime super fan.
Yeah.
I watched it yesterday.
They made an anime super fan one,
dude. It's recent, like two. It's like 2 weeks ago, just very recently. And I wanted to bring this up because I just felt like there was just some weirdness there. I don't know, AJ. What? What you said? You've seen it. You watched it recently, right? The video.
Times.
Okay, what did you think about this Jubilee video? What did you think about?
I thought it was enjoyable. I would love to say that Antoine's shirt that he had with the fusing of the little girl and the dog was freaking hilarious.
Yeah,
I loved it. But get
Kenny, they got banana fish in the opening.
The shirt looked brand new. It looked like they sent him the shirt to wear for the thing. Like,
yeah, I didn't even take notice to that. Honestly,
that's why I was like, "Oh, that shirt is brand." It's because let's be totally honest, anime shirts kind of run out if you wash them a lot. So
that's kind of true.
And that sort of FMA, like FMA is an old anime, so I was just like, "Oh, it's obvious, it's Antoine." Like,
Here's the thing.
I felt it though. It was obvious.
That kind of was weird to me, right? So you've got like 3 of the people on it were like in cosplay, and I was like, why the fuck was that necessary? I just felt like that was like an unnecessary component. It's like, in order to be an anime super fan, you've got to dress up as fucking Tsunade. I was like, okay.
Well, the first person that voted out was also in cosplay, so it obviously didn't apply to that.
Yeah, it obviously didn't work for that person. Fuck.
Yeah.
She fucked up. But they actually, if you remember in the first round, they couldn't see each other. They were only typing over text message, and then
that's true. Yeah.
So they couldn't even see that. I wonder if.
What?
Yeah, I wonder if after that they would have actually. But okay, so to me, first off, it portrayed this idea that like anime superfans are like cosplaying like nerds, and also there was like the one guy that he had like a Mineta body pillow or whatever, right? Like a fucking, which was weird. That's weird. That's not like that. Like that's like another.
I think it was a body pillow. I think it was just a regular pillowcase
with the Mineta
on the top of a body. Yeah, just put on a body pillow. Like,
oh, okay, yeah.
All the way down.
Yeah.
Weird.
Which that's weird, right? Like that's not like normal anime fans don't have fucking Mineta pillows that they stick on there. Yeah, like so. I think when I started throughout the whole this experience watching this Jubilee video, I'm sitting there going like, this is not what anime super fans are. Like, I mean, I guess they all like. And did you so remember this gatekeeping topic we were just talking about in that video? One of the girls says like, she says something along the lines of, "Oh, I want to ask what their favorite like obscure anime is, or like what their favorite." Yeah. And then like she was gonna like gauge or like judge them based off like what their obscure anime choice was. And someone said, Someone said like Danganronpa, or so. Someone said Banana Fish. So I think someone said Danganronpa, and so the girl was like, "Oh yeah, no, that's not obscure at all." And she like immediately was like, "That's not an anime super fan." And I was like, "How the fuck like?" In what world do you think? Yeah, that's what I was like, what is obscure to you? Like, how do you judge that? And how can you? Yeah, and yeah, exactly. So it blew my mind that some of these super fans were like jumping to conclusions and even kind of like edging out some of their some of the people they're working with. And then you've got your undercover Antoine. What did he fucking say? What finally like gave it away? I'm trying to remember. Like
that question, whenever she did it, I think gave it away.
What did he say? I'm trying to remember.
He made like something super fucking mainstream.
I don't think he gave an answer for that one, but at the same time, somebody asked the question of what is your least favorite anime, and he said Naruto.
Oh yeah. He was trying to distance himself. He was like Naruto. Fuck that show. I know he was like everybody likes Naruto.
I know the name of Naruto.
Yeah, he's like, I don't get that.
He sounded like he knew what he like when I was sitting there. I had no point that I think it was him.
Well, if you remember, he also had he told the story. No wait, did he tell the story about Samurai Champloo?
Yes.
Yeah. And I thought that was really interesting because like as much as like Champloo is. It does have like a mainstream impact. It's actually kind of a deep cut for modern anime fans. Like if you're younger and you didn't grow up in the early 2000s, most anime fans that I know now have no fucking idea what Samurai Champloo is. So that was like a good cover up for him because even though it was a pretty mainstream series, it's woke for listeners who are unaware. Samurai Champloo is a series that was made by the creator of Cowboy Bebop. And he went on to do the series afterwards. It ended up getting a really, really impressive dub and aired on Adult Swim, kind of in the same slot that Bebop aired, and it followed in those footsteps. It was a show that sort of was a lot of fun and was a very well respected show on Adult Swim during the time. So if you grew up in that time and you were watching anime in that time, or even just watching Adult Swim in that time, you knew Champloo. But here we are 15 years later, and nobody really, genuinely, like, nobody really knows it. Most of the anime fans I know, except those of us that are the deep cuts. So I thought that was a really impressive cover-up for Antoine during that video, because it is a deep cut, in my opinion, now.
He did say in the video that he has watched a couple series, and he did say that Samurai Champloo was one that he has watched fully.
Yeah. So that's why I was like, damn, like good call, like Mr. Not anime super fan, to have like one anime in your back pocket to kind of like throw them off your trail. But yeah, so I think what made me the most, I think, upset watching it though was that video is going to get millions of views. It already probably has over 1 million. I wouldn't be surprised.
1.4 mil.
Yeah, okay. So it already has over 1 million views. And that's a brand new video that came out 2 weeks ago. And I just feel like it is the strangest representation, like, of anime superfans, because nobody I know is an anime superfan who's cosplaying on TikTok as Tsunade. Like, what the fuck was that? Like, that one is especially, like, blew my mind. And also, again, anime superfans aren't listing Banana Fish as their most obscure anime or, like, series, right? So when I was watching, I was like, oh, what is my most favorite obscure anime series? And I went to Tatami Galaxy, and I was like, I don't know if Kenny, did you even watch that show?
I think I've seen it.
Yeah, so that was like one of my, and I don't think anyone fucking knows what Tatami Galaxy is. Like, that, and to me, like, that was like,
I've heard of it.
Obscure anime battle.
David, you probably have heard of it because I think I watched it at your apartment.
You did,
yeah. I'm pretty sure I watched it at your house. Because me and Justin Kirshner stayed up all night in your apartment and watched it together. Because I was like, Justin, you want to watch some crazy shit? And he was like, oh, fuck yeah. But it's one of those shows, right? So like that was my go-to, but it just seems odd because I don't even know if anime superfans would have anime superfans. I don't know what the fuck that is. Also, that's already a weird description. They should have said fucking weebs or something like that. It should have just said dirty weebs. Dirty fucking one of these guys is not a dirty fucking weeb.
Yeah, that should have been it, honestly.
I don't know. I'm frustrated with the portrayal, but there's nothing I can do about it because the reality of it is there are a bunch of anime super fans out there that are like this, and they just give us a bad name, dude. They just
I feel like they don't represent the majority of people that would classify themselves as super fans.
That's something I always get at is like I agree. I think that they don't represent the majority. Maybe the majority. Maybe there is a lot of people that have anxiety, social issues that are anime fans or whatever. But I just don't think that we are represented super well in media, and I don't know what to do about it, guys. I don't know what to do.
Well, I think something that we kind of talked about earlier with how My Hero has helped, and I'm sure a lot of other animes have helped make anime as a whole much more, widespread and popular. Because there's like in locker rooms, like before and after games, you see basketball players like watching anime on their phones. You see football players like in celebration dances will be doing like hand sides and like ninja, like Naruto hand sides.
Who's the guy on the Who's the guy on the Oklahoma City Thunder who watches One Piece? Huh?
Okay. Oklahoma City Thunder watches One Piece?
Yeah, he's got long hair.
Steven Adams.
Steven Adams. Yes, he's a big One Piece fan. Yeah,
okay.
He's a big One Piece fan. He got caught watching it on
another. There's also another very big anime fan within the NBA. His name is Carl Anthony Towns.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. Yeah. That's interesting. Yeah, and I know that on a previous episode we talked about the super fan that's an NFL player who like dresses up as the Raikage. He like cosplays as the Raikage.
Like cosplays Raikage. Yeah,
he's pretty well known as well. Yeah, I know, right?
Anime has become more mainstream, and I think that it definitely is because of the prevalence in rap music, in mainstream rap music.
Oh, that's
and the progression
we should talk about that.
Style has progressed because anime style is crazy. What they wear in JoJo's is ridiculous. But style itself has gotten to the point where it's kind of at that point. Outfits that Lil Nas X wears are something that a JoJo's character would wear. And so the fact that it's more accepted and more, that sort of style and, way of dressing is more accepted for most people in a mainstream sense has become sort of okay. That's why I think people can wear Naruto headbands into the mall.
Yeah. You also have somebody like Little Uzi. Have you guys seen his cars?
No.
Look up Little Uzi. Look up Little Uzi's cars, dude. He has a Bugatti that's wrapped in I think it's Cowboy Bebop actually.
That's dope.
It has like a Cowboy Bebop wrap, and he has like an armored like truck that's like
crazy.
Anime wrap, dude. He's got. When I went to the Philadelphia car show, he had like 6 cars there.
Wow.
All wrapped with some sort of anime.
That's amazing, actually.
I'm looking at them all now. They look so dope.
Are they dope? So that's awesome.
That's something else that like really adds to it.
Right. And I started to think about this. So we've touched in previous podcasts, right? So anime as a thing, has a pretty specific historical point when it was initiated in Japan and when it started to take off in Japan. So if you look at the 60s, and I've talked a little bit about this, we need to do a deep dive on Osamu Tezuka and the history of anime, right? When anime really became anime is when Osamu Tezuka published Astro Boy. That is sort of the inception of modern anime in the 60s, 50s, 60s. And it's inspired much by the original Walt Disney, right? Old Walt Disney cartoons from the early 20s, 30s, 40s. That's where you get this inspiration. So it takes off in the 60s in Japan. It just shoots up in popularity, right? So in America, anime hit us in the 90s. The 90s is when anime started to get popularized here. We had Pokemon, we had Dragon Ball, we had Sailor Moon. Even right before that, we had things like Voltron, Speed Racer in the 80s, series like that. So, but in the 90s, the access became so much more. We all of a sudden were able to actually watch these shows. And I think about who was kids in the 90s are adults now, right? Yeah. Finally, adults, 30s, in their late 20s, early 30s, mid 30s to late 30s, those kids are the adults now. They are the ones with kids, and they're introducing them to things that we were interested in when we were kids. And as such, it's making anime sort of like cyclical. It's become a part of modern culture because these fans as kids, we grew up into it. While adults at the time, they didn't really take any time to take in that information as that. And I think that the same effect has actually happened with superheroes. Although superheroes seems to have taken a lot longer, right? Because superheroes have a modern history dating back to like the early 1900s. So, over 100 years of history for some of them. I think Batman just celebrated its 85th anniversary or something like that. So there's been multiple generations that have been influenced by things like Batman. But we're finally seeing some of that where the adults, a majority of older people, still have some sort of impact or some sort of history with anime or with cartoons and comics. And they're introducing it back into their friends and family. And bada bing, bada boom. It's starting to become more culturally accepted in the United States because it's just a part of our culture. It's now become a part of what we do and what we grow up with, which I think is super strange and super cool, right? Pokemon's celebrating its 25th, get this, 25th anniversary next year. Pokemon has been around for 25 fucking years.
Yeah.
And I'm like, shit, I'm only 26. I'm like, God damn it.
Pokemon are the same age.
Yeah, I'm like, Kenny, Pokemon got you, dude. And that's wild to think that Pokemon has essentially existed my entire lifetime. It's always been a part of it. And now I'm the one listening and talking and having feedback about these sorts of things. So I'm like, wow, that makes sense why Pokemon is such a cultural experience. It's something that's going to be a big part of it because all of these kids have essentially lived their entire lives with Pokemon as a part of it. And it is the biggest brand in the entire world, right? I think we look that up on one episode.
It literally is.
Pokemon is the biggest brand in the world. So fuck, what are we going to do about that?
We even have that story of whenever we went to that piano bar, somebody was like, please play the Pokemon theme, and the people knew it. They were like, "Oh, we got it. Yeah,
yes,
we can do the Pokemon theme."
The whole bar was singing the Pokemon theme, Kenny.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like
a
bar in fucking Texas was fucking jamming. They were just jamming to the Pokemon theme, guys. They were just like, "Yeah, I choose you, my best friend." And yeah,
I mean everyone knows the lyrics of that song.
Yeah, they really. Yeah. That's crazy.
I mean, there's even been like random summer camps that I've been to where someone will start singing it and then everyone joins in because everyone has at least knows of Pokemon and at least like seen a few episodes of Pokemon.
Right.
So.
And I mean, Pokemon Go.
Pokemon Go was huge.
Pokemon Go. We have to Pokemon Go to the polls.
Which you register to vote.
Bless vote. Hillary and the polls open soon, guys. Go vote. So woke, I think as we start to sort of wind down, we start to move towards the we've got probably about 20-30 minutes left in us, left of some steam here. I don't know, man, like what do you see as like the future of anime for you? Like you've sort of told us that your media consumption has just become anime. But like what I mean, like is this a fad? Is this a just a moment in your life, or is this like, do you think that it's going to persist for a while, or what? I mean, what do you see as anime 10, 20, 30 years from now for you? Like what is this what does that look like for you?
I I hope I'm still watching anime in like 5, 10, 15 years. I mean, I don't see why I wouldn't be. Like I'm currently at the point where like I'm not like I'll sit there. I'm like, do I feel like watching anime right now, or like would I rather play like a video game or something? And like, luckily, I get a lot of my consumption while I'm working.
Right.
So like, for example, today I watched between yesterday and today I watched 15 episodes of JoJo's. So
we got him, boys. Bag him up.
So I took your suggestion and stopped watching it in Japanese.
Oh yeah, you switched to the dub.
Yeah, I switched over to the dub and I watched 15 episodes. So I'm done the first part of part 3. So
they're in Egypt now, right?
They just got the Egypt.
Yeah.
So, isn't it fucking weird though, bro?
Who's your favorite stand user aside from the main protagonist? Who's your favorite villain that they've encountered yet?
Okay, so I was gonna say Jotaro, but I was.
Yeah, I know. I had to get away from that because I knew you were gonna say that shit.
I mean, I've liked Dio since like part 1.
Fine, I'll give you Dio.
I'm not. I want.
Okay, I was like, okay.
Can I say like some of the people that he's currently with now that were in anime?
Yeah, it's fine.
Sure.
Yeah. Why do you have a favorite of them? Yeah.
No main JoJo, obviously.
I always get his Kakyu.
Kakyoin?
Yeah.
Noriaki
Kakyoin.
I like him.
Emerald Splash.
Right.
Yeah. Him and then Polnareff. Right?
Polnareff, yeah.
Polnareff, yeah.
Polnareff.
Silver Chariot and
Silver Chariot, yeah. He's pretty good.
Green.
I think my favorite I don't know if I've Whole Horse is like my favorite villain from the first half. I fucking love
He's a meme.
I love Whole Horse. I think he's so funny, and the fact that I don't want to spoil it. I love Whole Horse. I just think he's a really
just leave it there.
Yeah, sorry. I was like, fuck, shit. You still have to watch the second half, AJ.
Hey AJ, wasn't it crazy whenever they cut that dude's head off and then he put a Hamon in his mouth and threw that flower at Dio? Wasn't that fucking weird?
In the first part in Phantom Blood or whatever. Yeah. When they
Bro, you remember the time Dio shot laser beams out of his eyes?
He did. He randomly shoots. Jesus Christ, JoJo's is such a beautiful series.
It's such a weird, dude. It's such a weird show.
It's weird. Yeah. It's fucking weird.
Bizarre.
Like you have like the stereotypical of like what like so you hear like like that Asian boy and you see Jotaro like 7 foot tall, like muscular, and you're like something doesn't seem right.
What is he? He's supposed to be like 16 in this show.
He's supposed to be like
early high school.
Jesus Christ.
I'm about to say he never looks different from now on, and he's like 60 by the time you see him last. And you're like,
he's like,
what?
I know he's in like the next part because I know he wears like the white outfit instead.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
That's really all I know about the next couple parts.
Right.
Yeah, he's in parts 4 and 5.
Yeah.
And 6. He's in part 6 as well.
Well, thanks, Kenny.
Oh shit.
Hasn't even been animated.
He's my favorite so far, so I'm happy to hear that he's still in it that far along.
He's really cool, and he's really fucking busted.
I think it's mainly. I honestly think it's mainly more so Star Platinum than him.
Yeah.
Star Platinum is a dope ass stand.
Yes. Yeah. I think that it's so interesting because I think that there is a hesitance for anime fans to accept JoJo fans because JoJo fans are fucking weird. Like they don't JoJo the fandom around it seems to just like suck JoJo's dick all the time. Like it's memes.
It
is the most important thing that's ever been made to JoJo's fans. They're like, "Oh, I fucking love JoJo's, bro." It's hard to be just a casual JoJo's Bizarre Adventure fan. But I don't know.
True.
I don't know. Once you tip over, once you tickle the stand, and you're like, oh yeah, I like that. I like a little bit of that. I like a little bit of that tickling.
JoJo's
is pretty nice.
My ex-girlfriend, JoJo's was one of the main anime she wanted to watch.
Oh, Bathroom Time.
Because she felt like the style in the show. She was like, the characters and the clothes they wear are so cool.
Right.
She was really interested in the style of the characters, not like the anime itself. She was just playing on her phone, but she enjoyed seeing the new characters and what they looked like and what they wore.
Right.
Which I think that is something that JoJo's does very, very well.
So, boys, to this question I asked AJ right before he went to the bathroom, what do you guys think is the, like, I don't know. I'm a grown man now, and I still like anime just like I did as a kid. But what do you guys think? Like, is anime, does it, I don't know. I look at my dad, and I think, you know, like, oh, my dad still watches anime, and he's a 60-year-old man. But I don't know. Like,
you recommend one of the shows we reviewed.
Yeah, one of the shows that we reviewed on this podcast, my dad watched and said, hey, you guys should check that out.
Copcraft.
My father is a big fan. So I don't know, Kenny, David, what do you guys think? Like, is anime a fad? Is it just a moment, in 20 years from now, the medium won't persist or it won't live? I don't know. Like, what?
No,
I think I definitely don't think it's ever going to go away. I don't think it's a fad at all. I think it's like going to be like a lifetime thing. I see like just like movies in general. Like I think anime is always going to be a staple in our like existence. Honestly,
right?
It would be like saying, is TV a fad? Anime is so diverse that
Kenny,
you can truly find.
Is TV a fad? You know what I mean? Like we've slowly. I think that there's this interesting. That's actually interesting you say that, right? Because television, the way it was produced 10 years ago, is already like drastically different, whether that involves budget or just the way it's delivered to audiences. You know, we used to live in a world where people had to wait a week to watch a new episode. What the fuck was that? And you had to come. I mean, you had to sit down in front of your TV at their exact right time and be like, oh shit, it's 7:00. Everyone shut up. Death Note's on for an hour or whatever. You know what I mean?
I mean, like it's kind of like that now though with The Boys, like season 2, like that would come out Friday at a specific time.
They tried.
I feel like a lot of shows like HBO. I'm sure Hulu and Netflix even has certain like specific series,
right?
That will come out with a new episode every.
But I'd say arguably a majority of what we're eating, content we're eating or we're getting now is coming out in batches, right? It's coming out in. So all I'm saying is that the medium of television has changed pretty dramatically in the last 10 years. Could the delivery of something like anime change that quickly, or do we see it? I mean,
possibly delivery, but I think that
as in, would it evolve the medium? That's the question I'm getting. Like, could we see? Is there going to be a Game of Thrones of anime? Right? Game of Thrones finally. Oh, shut up. No, I don't mean like thematically. I mean like budgetarily, right? So Game of Thrones pushed the limit on what a television show could do, where it essentially was filmed and produced like a movie, right? Is there going to be a moment where someone pushes the budgetary or creative levels of anime? I don't know. Like, I don't know. I mean, I think some shows have started to.
Yeah, like with using the Game of Thrones as an example, like where they're spending like millions of dollars per episode,
right?
Maybe not like for anime, but I can definitely see like there would be a point where we have A1 Studios spending like 3 to 4 times more than the typical like average amount on an episode for a certain show.
Right,
like, I definitely can see that happening.
Yeah.
Maybe not like soon, but but definitely there'll be a point where they're spending more and more money, especially as animation and technology is advancing, becoming, more and more crisp, and they're able to do more. I can definitely see, the budgets increasing.
Yeah, I think about. Kenny, you have a thought?
Well, video didn't kill the radio star. Okay?
Oh my Jesus Christ! Hey guys, reference this guy.
I'm saying that we still read books.
Right.
We still listen to radio. People listen to podcasts as a new substitute for radio. Anime and TV and movies are not so people will still enjoy them no matter what. People still read comic books. They pick their comic books up.
Yeah, they're
every
not
week.
Yeah.
At their local stores. It's not.
And that's a delivery method that's been around for like fucking like not 100, but like 60 plus years.
Yeah.
And that's still being done to this day.
And so I don't think that anime or anything like that is going anywhere.
It's not a fad, pretty much is where we're landing, right?
Right, yeah.
And I like that. I think that you're right. I actually totally agree. I think anime is a persistent medium in that access has finally given us the opportunity to share this medium worldwide. 20 years ago, people were smuggling, this is legitimate, people would smuggle like VHS tapes of anime like into the States, and they'd have to like laser disc them onto some shit and like make the subtitles using like a fucking typewriter or something, right? And I can even remember as a child Please don't come for me, FBI. I used to download illegally anime because that was the only way to get it. That was the only way to get it, right?
Yeah.
The internet. There were these internet sites that provided us with fan subs. It was the fans that were working to get this content delivered. And now we live in a day and age where we don't have to give a fuck. Like, I can just roll out of bed. My Xbox is like got an app on it that like has hundreds and hundreds of subtitled anime legally available to me for a very small price. Like, it's like what, $7 a month to have Crunchyroll or something. It's like fucking less than a McDonald's meal at this point, to watch as much subtitled anime as I want. And not just that, it's not just subtitled, it's subtitled within 24 hours of the series airing on television in Japan. Like, whoa. Like, that's crazy. And not that Funimation puts a English language version out, like within a week or something, right? AJ, you probably watched simuldubs. What?
Yeah, so it depends on the show. So, like, for My Hero, because of how big of a fan base it has, the dub and the sub come out on the same day.
Jesus Christ. Like, that is a mind-blowing accomplishment. I remember the first time, viewers and listeners, and I don't even know if you guys know this, the first time they did a simuldub. Do you guys know about this?
Yeah, with
Space Dandy. Okay, so there's a series called Space Dandy. Came out, what, like 5 or 6 years ago? Something like that, right, Ken?
Yeah.
So it was the first time ever that a series was simultaneously broadcast in America and Japan, both Japanese language and English language simultaneously. And they were both network broadcast versions of it, because back in that time, Crunchyroll was already existing, but certain streaming platforms weren't huge at the point when they did that. So now simuldubbing has become, in just a couple of years, it's become like almost like a staple of the medium. Like, it's expected that it's going to be dubbed super fast. And I do think that we've seen some negatives of that. Personally, I think that a lot of the dub work being done in America at that speed is lacking a lot of quality, especially with the script work. I think that unfortunately the scripts have to be completed so quickly that you lose some of the integrity of the script potentially. And same thing with actually legal subtitled anime and simulcasts. Which is why a lot of times you'll see, like Crunchyroll, if you watch it the day it comes out, you watch it again a week later, you might see grammatical or other grammar related or other like small changes to the subtitle work. I don't know if you guys have ever noticed that. Dang. Okay.
Well, I've noticed, like, so I don't know where, like, when I was watching the first episode of Jujutsu Kaisen, I was watching that, and then I watched like a reaction video of somebody reacting to it. Because that's what I don't know. I like watching that stuff.
You love watching some reactions.
Yeah. I don't know, dude. I love it, dude. I don't know why. But so the subtitles were completely different.
Oh wow.
Compared to what I watched and what they were watching. So I don't know. Like, I watched it on Crunchyroll. I don't know if like is there like different like websites that like put that down, like put subtitles on shows?
No. So Jujutsu Kaisen has it's owned by Crunchyroll right now to release as a simulcast, but what most likely was happening is someone was using an illegal site that is uploading fan subtitles. That's probably what it was. And it's because of the fact that they probably don't want to pay. You'd be surprised by how many anime fans still watch their anime through non-legal means, right? So they go to, rest in peace, Kiss Anime, right? Rest in peace. But rest in peace, Hentai Haven. Rest in peace, Kiss Anime. Look at AJ. He said, "What the fuck?" So you would be surprised by how many people still use those illegal streaming sites as their main source. Because of that, you're still seeing fan subtitles that are utilized on those websites. Sometimes because they get it out even faster than the official simulcasts. Sometimes the fan subs are even faster than a simulcast, so people are like, "Oh yeah, I gotta watch it before the other people do."
Bro, Shonen Jump pisses me off. Okay, I used to read Shonen Jump Thursday night, and now I have to wait until fucking Sunday.
Yeah,
I used to read it Thursday night.
Manga has finally really cracked down on secondary versions of it. It used to be really easy to find like fan done versions of manga. You know, the scanlations would come in on Wednesday. Because people would have the magazines in hand in Japan. They'd scan those puppies up, put them on the internet. They would be cleaned, edited, and put out usually by like Thursday night. And you could read everything new from Shonen Jump that week. Even though they didn't even hit, these wouldn't even hit like newsstands in Japan until like the next Monday.
Sunday.
Yeah, Sunday or Monday. It's like, so it's crazy that we were doing that. And finally, Shueisha has put their foot down and been like, "No, we'll do it." They're like, "We'll put it out." If you guys are going to play that game, we're just going to put out, we want traffic on our site. They charge $2 a month. $2 a month. And you can read Shonen Jump always, forever. So anyone who doesn't...
Hey, bro.
And it's free also for the 3 chapters at a time. So anyone who is not legally utilizing manga services right now, go F yourself. And I understand that, Kenny, you're like, oh, but I could read it so
fuck
many days
yourself because
earlier.
we're uncensored.
Go fuck yourself. Just use the series because it supports the industry that you love, right? And I think that this is another part of it is like we have a lot of anime fans that don't fucking support the industry. They don't buy merchandise. They don't buy original. The best way to support the industry is to buy manga and anime DVDs directly from the providers of those. So don't buy them on secondary market, so on and so forth. That's the best way to support the industry directly.
Is Best Buy considered a secondary market?
No. That's a direct vendor.
Cool.
I'm talking like don't buy them off eBay or Mercari or those types of things. If you're buying it directly from a source like Barnes and Noble, you're actually giving the most money back to the creators and the people who are making these series.
That's where I bought all my manga from.
Crunchyroll also puts a lot of their fees go back towards the creators as well. So paying for these legitimate streaming services is also a good way. Obviously, Netflix has started to put production money into anime. So paying for your Netflix account actually helps to produce anime, which is a weird thing to say out loud, but it is happening now. But it just blows my mind that there are anime fans out there that still try to justify. And I get it. There's one justification. I'm too poor and I still want to enjoy anime. That's like the one, like I'll give them a bit of a pass. Like I don't have the means, but I still want to enjoy anime. That's right. We want you to be a fan, and when you do have the means, we want you to put money back in the industry. Don't just
doesn't Crunchyroll have a free option?
Hell yeah. Absolutely. Right.
There's like ads and
watch it on there,
yeah. Watch the ads.
That's then is supporting the industry.
100%.
The ads.
Yes. Yeah. And it blows my mind that people still try to justify not supporting the industry because they don't realize that there won't be. Japan already like shits on their animators, they do not pay them well. They get a lot of like shitty. They have to deal with overtime to pump these shows out. Can you imagine creating a 20-minute animated fucking series every week for hundreds of weeks? Like, can you imagine the stress that goes into being like a team member of One Piece, like of the anime One Piece? Because not only does everyone and their mother shit on you every week for your animation looks ass. But every single week you have to take a chapter of a series and adapt it into another episode, and it never stops. It just never has stopped. So it's a very stressful industry, and if we love the series that were being produced, we need to be supporting them the best that we can. I don't know how I got all the way on this topic.
Has the seasonal timeline of that helped at all? Like with anime going seasonal?
It has. I've read that it has in some ways. But that's also why you see in Sage, I don't know if you've talked about this. I don't think you have. So like 7 Deadly Sins, the newest season, is really poorly animated.
I watched the first 4 episodes and
I can't watch anymore. I stopped.
Seeing Meliodas stand there looking all derpy. I'm like, why?
Oh no.
He looks like some shit that I drew in the margins of my like notebook papers when I was in middle school, dude. He's like,
yeah, I saw very little clips, and I was watching on Trash Taste.
Yeah. Escanor's fight with Meliodas.
Dude, I saw little clips of that. I'm like, I'm not even the least bit excited to watch this episode. It looks terrible.
I will say though, Woke, if you didn't notice, Netflix improved the animation just a little bit before they put it up on Netflix. So yeah, it's not a huge improvement, but every episode got a bit of an upgrade over the TV broadcast version, which is, I mean, that's good. I'm happy they went back and redid bits of it. But there's not much you can do without starting over from scratch, unfortunately.
Yeah, why change studios when I feel like the show was pretty successful within the first 2 seasons.
I think that my understanding, and I don't know if there's a ton of reports on this, but I think that that's one of those shows that dealt with just overstressed workers, that there was a bit of like the company decided it was just not worth the stress of continuing to produce that show.
Okay.
So you guys can look into that a little bit further, but I believe that there's been some sort of a conversation about that. And so the production company just said, nah, like we don't want it anymore. Like it's not for us. Which I give them, and yeah, so there you go, like a idea of a seasonal anime that kind of pushed that away, and now we've ended up with whatever the fuck the latest season is, a monstrosity, a true monstrosity. But yeah, so we've got deep into the rabbit hole. I've delved maybe a little too deeply. I didn't realize I jumped off the edge at some point, and you guys just didn't stop me.
I was like when I was hearing, so I was like, yes, Jerry, good, Jerry.
Man, I'm not bumpers, okay?
Okay, well, I was gonna ask, what are you watching right now? What is on your like, not things that you plan to watch, things you are legitimately watching, like currently watching, either at least one episode of.
All right, so actually, Jujutsu Kaisen.
Okay.
I have to watch the latest episode. I'm actually probably gonna do that after I hop off of here.
Episode 4?
Yes.
Okay, yeah,
Episode
I like
4.
it. Hey, I'm gonna tell you right now, Woke.
Episode 4 came out this past Friday.
That shit's pretty hype, bro.
Dude,
is this the one?
Bro, that shit's pretty hype.
Episode 4?
Episode 4, I was jumping, dude. I was like,
I can't wait to watch
bro, I was like, oh shit.
So Jujutsu Kaisen has me. So, Kenny and David, I don't know if you guys probably don't know. So I just recently started collecting manga, and the way I collect it is I start with the first issues of some of my favorite anime. So, like, for example, I have like My Hero, I have Naruto, I have Tokyo Ghoul, countless others. But then I already bought the first issue of Jujutsu Kaisen because I feel like that this is going to be the next best thing, because this show.
I said the same thing.
The first 3 episodes are phenomenal. I love them. Again, I'm a dub watcher. I'm like mostly dub, but for that end, I also started watching. I watched the first episode of Akudama Drive.
Oh yeah,
I
really like that.
Did you watch? Did you watch our review? Because that's one of our favorites of the season. Okay, yeah.
That's why I watched it, because of your guys' review.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
So that's one of them. I just started watching Stars Align.
Haven't heard of it. Tell me more.
It's a sports anime about tennis.
Oh, Kitty, where are you at, bro?
Bro, tennis is the one where I drop out. I've read Prince of Tennis, and then
it's a short 12 episode anime that's only on 1 season through, and I'm 5 episodes deep already.
Where'd you find it? Today. Where can people watch it, Woke? Where can people watch
it? It's on Funimation.
Funimation. Okay.
It's pretty good too. And Japanese.
I know. I do know this one.
It's and obviously, if you don't know, there's a very popular tennis anime and manga that was very, very big, Woke, which I would suggest you go back and watch. It's called The Prince of Tennis, and it is pretty much one of the biggest. It's probably one of the biggest sports anime and manga of all time, right, Kenny? I mean, I would argue it's got to be, yeah.
Probably top 10.
It's up there. It's up there in the same like realm as Slam Dunk. Like, it's considered one of those sports manga that has persisted a little bit.
I mean, it's still it ran for so long.
I watched that dude hit that, what's that dude's name?
Ran for 9 years.
Yeah, it ran for a long ass time. What's that dude's name, Kenny, who knocked it around? He had the snake shot, so like it would go around the court. Instead of going over the net, he would like knock it around the net. And I was like, I said, bro, I was like, I'm pretty sure that's not. You're not allowed to do that. I was like, but in Prince of Tennis, he'd be like, choo, and it would be like, and I was like, oh shit! I said, did he really do that?
Definitely a superpower style.
Yeah, Prince of Tennis had a lot of like special attacks. You know what I mean? So that's cool.
Basically like Mario Tennis.
Yes. So you're enjoying. Do you feel like it's one of those anime that's a little more? Is it a grounded type of sports anime, Woke, or is it one that's like?
It's very grounded.
It's more realistic.
I want to say it's more realistic. I mean, this is my first experience with a sports anime.
Oh shit! Okay.
I watched like the first episode or 2 of Haikyuu.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And like I thoroughly enjoyed the first 2 episodes.
To me,
went back and watched it.
Haikyuu's actually a pretty grounded sports anime. They're really they don't have many like special attacks or like anything that's really that. So if Haikyuu, if you feel like it's on the same level,
it's 100% grounded then in that case, because they don't have any special attacks, and then it also takes a further step into like the backgrounds of some of the main characters of like what their like home life is. That's which I really enjoy. That's cool. So then I'm watching that.
Mm-hmm.
Attack on Titan.
Right, which you're almost done with season 1.
Almost done with season 1. Have you guys all seen Attack on Titan?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have not.
Okay. Oh, Tibbs, you haven't? Any of it?
I have not. No, I've seen like the first 3 or 4 episodes of season 1.
You sick bastard.
It's on my list.
You're
Okay,
dirty.
I'm
Don't
not gonna
spoil it. Don't spoil it. Yeah.
I'm not gonna spoil anything, but they just called the female Titan.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
That's where I'm at. That's where I'm at.
Okay. Good.
And then
I will warn you.
Seven Deadly Sins.
I'll warn you about season 1. Season 1 is really, really good. Season 2, power through it. Okay, it's tough, and there's a lot of exposition. I'm going to tell you right now, there's a lot of exposition. But season 3, there's just like a lot of talking. Like they talk a lot instead of show you a lot.
So it's like Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah. So there's a lot of exposition, but buckle up, because season 3 will blow your fucking mind. It's gonna blow your fucking mind, AJ. You're gonna be mind blown. To me, season 3 was the biggest redemption season of an anime ever, dude. Like, I'm so hyped for season 4 because when I watched season 2, I watched season 1 while it was coming out. I watched season 2 while it was coming out. I watched season 3 while it was coming out. Everyone else had given up on Attack on Titan. They said, they waited 6 years to come out with another season.
I want to be caught up to be able to
before
watch
season
the
4
season as it comes out.
Okay,
it comes out in December, right?
Yeah. It got pushed.
Yeah,
It originally got pushed back to 2021, but then they pushed it forward. So it's coming out in the winter of this season, which is really awesome.
Yeah, so I want to be caught up with that by the time that comes out.
Oh, baby. That's exciting. But yes, power through. Don't let season 2, don't let it confuse you too much, because there's a lot of, I'll be upfront, the author kind of, I think, loses his train of thought in season 2. There's just like a lot of parts where it feels like the story.
I do the same thing when I'm talking.
Yeah, the story didn't know where it was headed, I think, and he just had to figure it out.
Titan fell into that shonen trap.
It fell into it a little bit, but it saved itself in season 3, in my opinion. So you're gonna like that. Okay, what after Attack on Titan?
Seven Deadly Sins.
Okay, yeah.
And JoJo's.
JoJo's. JoJo's. Do. Okay, so
Part 5.
that's a pretty good array of shows that you're kind of touching on right now. So I'm excited to hear where your thoughts land after you finish each of those shows. I really want to hear your thoughts on Titan once you watch it, AJ. I'm excited.
I just want to sit here and just binge watch them, but I'm like, no, like I have to sit there and be responsible. I have to go to bed at a normal time.
Yeah, right.
Which I don't do anyway.
Yeah, you never you son of a bitch. Okay, so if you were to say, what is if you were to start a new show, what is the show you want to start right now, or that's at the top of your like next list?
There's a couple of them. There's I want to start watching Fire Force.
Oh, okay.
Bungo Stray Dogs.
Bungo Stray Dogs. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's also a particular genre that doesn't get talked about often.
Yeah, where would you put Bungo?
I've seen a lot of people cosplayers.
Kenny, would you say like a mystery, or like does it?
It's like a science fiction. It's like superpowered people.
Yeah, there's supernatural aspect is the word I would use, right?
Yeah, supernatural aspect.
Yeah. And I think some of the characters are like based off like authors or something, like Japanese literature. There's like some sort of you'll have to look into this, AJ. I've never seen the show, but I know a little bit about it.
Like has a power that
there's like I think some of the characters are based in like literature or like Japanese history, something like that. You'll have to look into it. It's a pretty interesting show. I've heard. Again, I've never seen it. I've seen bits of it, and I know a little bit about it, but I haven't actually watched it myself. So that's a cool one. What else? Was there another one?
There's a whole bunch of them, but like
okay, I'm talking your top of your list. You can't name me the whole fucking wish list.
No. Like the last one I definitely probably
all anime,
right? Yeah. Is probably gonna be probably start watching Haikyuu. Actually.
Okay, cool.
Okay, cool. I really like Haikyuu.
Yeah, if you liked stepping into a sports anime and you actually enjoyed it, we talked about this with Chase. If you enjoy one sports anime, I'll be upfront, you're probably gonna like all of them. They have a pretty
exact same formula.
They have a pretty similar formula and structure. And they really fall comfortably into shonen as well. And if you like shonen and you like the sports anime you watch, you'll probably fucking like a lot of those. So give them a shot because they're really invigorating. I get a lot. I love Haikyuu a lot. I love Kuroko's basketball. I liked Ice Shield a lot as a kid. Slam Dunk is like a legendary icon in my eyes. Like it's a really important story as well. Prince of Tennis I watched.
Sports climbing girls.
Yeah, Iwakakeru sports climbing girls. It's all about vagina shots and titties on walls, dude. It's your favorite anime of the season. No, it's great. Okay, well that's exciting, Woke. I'm excited to see where you're headed with your anime journey overall. Well, guys, we're getting up there in time now, and we've had a really great conversation about some of these topics. I don't know, guys. Do you have any closing thoughts? So obviously, and AJ, I don't know if you want to tell the story about when you were working at GameStop and the kid, because these boys haven't heard it yet. And I think that,
I think it's funny.
In some ways, like this story, kind of gave me the inspiration for our conversation today about what does it mean to be an anime fan? What does that look like in today's age? And you already told us about how musically already had you pegged. They knew you were a fucking anime fan, and they just so I don't know, what do you want to tell the story or give us some insight into like why that happened or what you think? I want to hear the debrief, right? I think that's interesting as well. Like I want to hear these boys' thoughts about the story as well.
I'm so curious about this.
All right, so ready? So I was working at GameStop at the time, mind you. This was less than a year ago, so I'm still somewhat new to anime.
Mm-hmm.
And some kid comes in and like tries to return something, and like me and like my 2 other employees that I'm with are talking to him. We're going back and forth, and I mentioned something about anime, and he looks at me and goes, "I could just tell you watched anime." And like I had a
Kenny said
I had a Tokyo Ghoul shirt on, and so I no. But I pointed at the shirt and said, "It's kind of obvious, right?" He goes, "Nah, it has nothing to do with the shirt. I could just tell." And I looked at him. I said, "What the hell's that supposed to mean?" and his response back to that was, "I could just tell." And I still think about it. I'm like, what does that even mean? What about me? You could just tell.
It haunts him to this day, guys. It haunts him to this day.
Dude.
That would haunt me.
No,
Like,
you can just tell, man.
he never gave you an answer. He just fucking left you on red and was like,
Yeah, he was like, "I could just tell." It's like, all right, dude, fucking tell me what that means. And then he left.
I love that so much. That's so I don't know,
That's
Tim.
that's a horror story.
Kitty, what do you guys think? What do you think? What do you think of that story?
Man,
for...
I gotta be honest.
big.
I could just tell.
I could just tell.
I could just tell.
I mean, like if you're wearing an anime shirt, like I can, like that's
Yeah, you
obvious.
can
But like the
tell,
fact that he said it's
Yeah.
not because of the shirt, I could just look at your face and tell. Like, is that supposed to be like?
Is that an insult? Like,
Right. What is that? What? I don't.
Is that an
like-
insult?
like this was before I dyed my hair, so like I still had like my natural hair color, so I wasn't like putting it out there. And he was just like, "I can just tell." I was like, "Fuck, what do you mean?"
He was just getting your vibe, man. He was just feeling your energies, and that was,
I felt like I gave out normal ass energy, so dude, you know what I mean?
Normal
Like,
ass energies.
I thought my
That's
vibe
fucking
was, like,
funny.
going like the normal.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's so weird because like unless you're wearing like a Naruto shirt, I can't look at someone and tell that they watch anime just
Exactly.
because like I feel like I look like a fucking normal ass dude. I feel
Yeah.
Me
I walk
too.
out, look at me. Like I mean, we all look like normal ass people.
Yeah.
Like if we walk out with the shirt, like if I like this sweater I'm wearing right now, you can't look at me and tell that I watch a shit ton of anime
yeah.
unless I'm wearing like an obvious shirt with like an anime character. So like
Exactly.
like people that watch anime don't give a certain vibe off. I feel like it's that guy fucking disrespected you.
Yeah, you should have beat his ass.
Look,
Right?
I'm friends with him on Facebook. Should I delete him?
He did that.
Bro. No, you gotta.
He did that.
Oh
But no,
my God.
I just feel like it kind of goes back to what I feel like was very rampant, like maybe like early 2000s, where it was like cool to shit on people that liked anime,
Yes.
like
yes.
especially like for kids, like in high school and middle school and stuff.
Mhm.
And then like we talked about with the switch with My Hero, and now everyone fucking loves anime.
Mhm.
Which I thought about this before, I didn't get to mention it,
Mhm.
but it's most likely, it's probably all because of streaming.
Mm.
Before people were like just watching like on Adult Swim, which I'm
Yep.
sure still reached a big audience.
Right.
But with streaming, I mean, you could tell someone about My Hero. They could just go on. I think is it on Netflix too?
No.
Or
Yeah,
is it just on
Netflix
Crunchy?
is Netflix is an anime category, which is crazy to me.
Yeah.
Because they're the biggest stream platform in the world. So
Yeah,
yeah.
because Netflix has parts 1, 2, and 3 of JoJo's. Even.
Yeah.
Yep. Sure
So
does.
it's like, I mean, it's so easily accessible to watch anime,
Yeah.
which makes it even easier for people to get into it. So, which like streaming was becoming huge in like mid to like kind of early 2010s.
Yeah, that's about when I would say it kicked off in what 20. Sometime when we were exiting high school, David. So 2012 to 2016 is mostly when streaming kind of took the lead as the main form of entertainment for the most part.
Yeah. Yeah. So now everyone can watch anime because it's all streaming, and now everyone is an anime fan. Well, not
Absolutely.
everyone, but like a lot more people than
Yes.
before.
Like AJ's mom.
So-
AJ's mom is an anime
AJ's
fan
mom,
now.
big anime fan.
Never could have happened without Netflix. I can't imagine it would have, at least.
Not
yeah,
a chance. Or Hulu.
She would have never gotten to enjoy those beautiful scenes where what's her name, Elizabeth or whatever, gets shrunk down and goes inside of Diane's boobies and just lives in there and just is nude. I mean, she would never get to enjoy that if
Urza put on her samurai outfit where she just covers her titties with the wraps.
Yes, dude. Yeah,
the less armor, the stronger she is.
Yes,
right,
yes,
right.
Mm-hmm. So such a beautiful.
It's just her
moment.
character.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for sharing that story. I know it's a funny story, but it's also, I think it's very topical to what we talked about tonight. It's just one of those things, right? Anime fans we've been misrepresented. I think we've been through a lot of different interesting transitions, and I think that finally we're sort of hitting the stride in the mainstream, and we've talked a lot about that. What does it look like? What does a mainstream anime fan look like tonight? And I think that we've learned a lot about woke as well, and sort of your introduction and seeing you evolve into what was just a Call of Duty Xbox Live flamer into a fucking full-on weeb. And that's what we need in this world. We need more full-on weebs, dude. The more weebs we can have, the better the world's going to be, the better the world's going to go around. So really cool story to cap us off tonight. With that, woke, do you have we'll get to that. Kenny, take us on a journey. We'll go ahead and jump over to our Unraveled for the night. Kenny, what are you unraveling this evening? I'm sure woke is excited to see what show it is.
I'll be right back, then. I can't wait to hear it.
Go do your thing.
Okay. Okay. Tonight, I think we're gonna go ahead. I was gonna talk about.
Oh, we lost him too. Perfect timing. A double disconnect from Kenny today. That's a 2-time play on the Awakened Sage episode tonight. What a beautiful, beautiful moment. Kenny, what show are you unraveling for us tonight,
I was going to talk about Dead Man Wonderland tonight, but I think that he would really enjoy watching that show.
So we don't want him. We don't want to spoil him.
No, yeah, we'll do it another week.
I mean, I wouldn't want to enjoy watching that show either. Right? Fuck me, because
Yeah.
David, you don't listen when Kenny talks, dude. When Kenny does these, you probably just don't.
Tell me about the shows I talked about, bro.
Kenny,
what's that one about?
Yeah, there's like an island, and it's like in the future or some shit. They like crash plan.
Yeah,
they crash. Yeah.
Like Lost with prehistoric creatures.
Battle Royale.
Okay, Kenny, unravel it for us, man. What are you doing tonight?
So this week we're going to be talking about a show that a lot of you have probably watched. It's called INUYASHA. Okay.
Oh,
and
good.
It is a dumb fucking show. And so INUYASHA is about, well, it's sort of like an Isekais. So this
sort of. I mean, it kind of is.
It is, but it's she travels to the past. Where demons still run about, and she starts hanging out with this dude INUYASHA, and she's like descendant of this priestess clan, and like, but then there's like this dude who has like a black hole in his arm.
Yep.
And they're trying to find this jewel, I guess. But that doesn't really fucking make sense. And then they fly around, and this girl has a giant boomerang. I don't know why the fuck she has a giant boomerang. That's a weird fucking thing. Also, whenever Kagome says "sit boy," INUYASHA has to sit down for some reason.
Why does he have that like weakness, guys? Like what?
He's a dog demon,
yeah.
so
he's a dog.
Yeah, he's a dog. He has to sit
boy.
down. And then like they start fighting this guy, and then they never fight him. Guess what? INUYASHA ends where they just never fight the big bad guy, and literally just complete. They're just like, "Yep, we beat him." And they skip to the future and like, "We did it. We're great. We got all the shards of the Shikon Jewel," which is what they were trying to do to begin with, which is like this thing that makes demons more powerful. So they get all the shards of the Shikon Jewel, and they just destroy it, which I don't understand how they destroy it, because from the word go, actually the jewel was broken. So I don't know how they broke it.
Damn.
Also, like INUYASHA has like a brother who's like a full demon. INUYASHA's only half demon. Sometimes they go to the future, I guess. Basically, INUYASHA.
There's a couple episodes where INUYASHA comes to Kagome's world.
Yeah, he's in the future.
Yeah.
And he becomes non-demon. He gets black hair. It's pretty wild.
Yeah, I forgot about
that. The best arc of the show is filler, and you shouldn't watch INUYASHA. Let's be totally honest.
Jesus
But
Christ.
I am watching Yashahime, and I watch it every week.
Yeah. INUYASHA is one of those shows that has not held up, honestly. I don't think INUYASHA has held up.
I'm such a goddamn weeb.
It feels like Rumiko, when she was writing it, had a concept in mind, and they pretty much said, okay, Rumiko, we know this is going to be popular. Make it last as long as you can. And she was like, all right, we're going to break this jewel, and it's going to break into an indefinite number of shards. We don't know how many shards.
Yeah.
Right. So it could go on forever, and they're just going to keep fighting demons that Naraku has sent after them, right?
Yeah.
And then eventually, they'll beat him. They'll beat him eventually.
Here's the thing, though. They don't even beat him.
Oh my
They just skip forward, and then Naraku's beaten.
He gone.
And the Shikon jewel is broken.
That's funny.
That's it. That's all it is. There's no, they just fight demons, and that's it.
Right.
Kenny, you unraveling INUYASHA gave me a flashback. 4th grade, when I had a friend, and I was wearing a necklace, and whenever I was being a pain in the ass, she would yell, "Sit, boy," and I would dramatically fall to the ground.
No.
Cringe!
Cringe! Run! It's the cringe.
I remember embarrassing things about myself.
Oh, no.
Oh yeah.
I ran with Naruto arms.
I did hate Yeah.
That's great.
Hey.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey,
This has been a fun episode, boys. This has been a blast. I love chatting with everyone tonight. We had such a good time with you, AJ. AJ, do you have any last things you want to say? Do you want to plug anything? Do you want to put anything out there? Obviously, you have a bigger platform than we do at this point in time, so good on you. You're a very successful content creator on YouTube. But I don't know, Woke, do you have anything you want to say? Any closing thoughts about it tonight? What do you want to say, man?
Well, I appreciate you guys having me on, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
This has been awesome because I love actually having somebody to talk to anime. I talk about anime with, other than just Jerry.
Yeah.
even though our conversations can go for hours.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
Well, it was an absolute blast. We can't appreciate you enough. Woke Sage, AJ, Awakened Sage. We really are super grateful that you were willing and able, and we love having people on that we think are interesting and love anime like we do. And I think that's the key part here. We're trying to move towards that and have more people to come on and have some of these discussions about pertinent issues in the anime community, and continue down this discussion chain and just see where this goes. So we're happy to have had you, and we're really lucky that you were able and willing to do it with us. So thanks so much, AJ. Thank you so much. Other than that, if you're listening, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, do all of that. I always encourage you guys to do that every week, because it helps us to grow, right? We're mostly a YouTube-based podcast, but surprise, surprise, for all of you listeners out there, by the time that this episode airs, all of our episodes should be available on Spotify. We are working right now to make those readily available, and if so, the link will be down below in the description. So make sure you check us out if you want to start listening to us on audio, as we will be publishing the episodes there as well, via Anchor. So you can also find us on Anchor and Spotify at this point in time, maybe branching out to a couple other sites in the near future. So as of the airing of this episode, you should be able to find us on Spotify and on Anchor, which is really exciting. We are wanting to still, we're going to always be a video-based podcast. We're going to keep this format here on YouTube, but we do want people to be able to listen through some other avenues as we continue to grow. So if so, definitely check us out of there if that's sort of your cup of tea. You'd rather listen to it through that means. I know that's easier for a lot of people. Additionally, we are still trying to give away a volume of Chainsaw Man. As of this recording, we have had
enter my giveaway.
We have had a single person enter, and fuck it, we'll give it to him if nobody else enters. We'll give it to that one guy. He'll get this volume of Chainsaw Man. But if you are listening right now and you would like the opportunity to win the first volume of Chainsaw Man, that entry is still open. It's really simple. You just like, comment, subscribe, and you'll be entered. All you have to do is put the hashtag UAP Chainsaw into your comment below. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Say something fun. Maybe say what anime you're watching this season, and you will be entered into the giveaway. And hopefully we actually have more than one person, and we can press a random number generator and give it away to someone, because we really want someone to get
that guy's getting it.
Honestly, it's gonna be that guy's if nobody else enters after this episode. You can enter by doing that on this episode, the last episode, or the episode prior to that. The last 3 episodes all have the Chainsaw Man giveaway instructions down below. So other than that, guys, thanks so much again. We hope you enjoyed listening, and just like that, every episode of the Uncensored Anime Podcast, this is the boys saying peace.
See ya.